Students, welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic related to grammar, which is verb. Now what is a verb? Let's find out. Without verbs, most of your sentences are incomplete. You cannot make a proper sentence without a verb. Let's find out what is it. Now verbs, as I mentioned, are one of the most important parts of the sentence. It tells the subject's actions, events or state of being. So there are three uses of the verb. We'll find what all three ways or what all kind of verbs are there. Okay. A verb is used to express action, condition or state of being. Okay. Now what is action? Action is something that is happening at that point of time. Something, some process happening, some movement happening. Okay. Condition is something that is stable. State of being is stable. So that's the difference between the two. A thing happening or a movement happening is action, and a state of being. You are, for example, I say I am happy. I am the subject. Am is your verb, which is a helping verb. In this case, what is it showing? It's showing that I am happy. So it's showing a state of being. My state of being. Okay. See, as I mentioned, there are three kinds of verbs. First is action verb, which shows action or movement. The boy is running. Okay. So the boy is running. Now there are two verbs in this sentence. The boy is your subject. Is your helping verb. Most of the time you will see that a helping verb is in action when ing comes with the action word. Okay. So this is a very important trick to find out the helping verb. When your action verb is denoted with ing, many a times it takes the help of a helping verb. Okay, so the boy is running. Is your helping verb because it is helping what? Running. Running is your action, the movement. Okay, that's your action verb. A verb that shows action is called an action verb. The action verb tells what its subject does. What movement is it doing? Okay. The action can either be physical or mental. I am thinking. Okay. So it can be mental also. It does not always have to be physical movement. Okay. Some of the words for representation of action verbs: coughed, ran, swallowed, ride, sang. These are all what? They show movement. Okay. Can you find the action verb in these sentences? The girls danced in the recital. What are the girls doing? What action are they doing? Danced. Our mailman drove. Driving. His teacher wrote. Writing. Okay. These are the actions that are happening. So action verb is very easy to identify in a sentence. Action verb will show what? Movement. Okay. It will be either in present tense, past tense or future tense. We will do tenses after we finish verbs, and we will do all of this in detail. So I will not dwell on it. I am just telling you that your action verb can be in present, past or future. Okay. So these are the forms that an action verb can take. Now let's move on to linking verbs. Now what is a linking verb? A linking verb, always remember, look at your verb and think. What do you think? You think, is there movement? Is there something happening? If something is happening, then it is action verb. But if it is only giving you more information about the subject, she seems nice. Okay? So seems is a linking verb. It only connects your subject to the extra information. That is all. It does not show action. So that is how you identify the two of them. And what does the linking verb show? It expresses a condition or a state of being. So just like your action verb shows movement or action or something that is happening or something that the subject does, linking verb shows state of being or a condition. Okay, it only gives you extra information about the subject without any action happening. So I hope you can identify. I'll give you one or two more examples so that you can do it easily. So common linking verbs are am, be, is, seem, was, are, being, were, become. Okay. Now what are helping verbs? I already told you helping verbs help the main verb. Okay, so if you have a main action verb, a small helping verb, is, am, are, was, were, helps complete the meaning of the action verb. Those are helping verbs. 23 basic helping verbs: may, might, must, be, being, been. You can pause the video and read all of them. Okay, so now after this I will explain the difference between an action verb and a linking verb more thoroughly so that you never get confused. So what did we learn so far? We learned that verbs show what? Two things only. So action and state of being. These are the two things that verbs tell you. Okay, now there are three kinds of verbs: action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. Action verbs show action, helping verbs help action verbs, and linking verbs tell you more about your subject. Before I move on to verbs and action verbs and linking verbs, a few tricks to remember helping verbs. Now, not every sentence has a helping verb. Mostly you will see a helping verb with an ing verb. The way I gave you the example, the boy is running, she is typing. Okay, sometimes there is another word which separates the helping verb from the main verb. For example, not. The boy could not find his socks. So just the helping verb and the main verb have been separated with the help of not. And what does it show? It shows a negative sentence. A sentence may contain up to 3 helping verbs also. So it is not necessary that a sentence would have only one helping verb. The dog must have been chasing the cat. But this is because of the tense that we are trying to reflect here. Okay, now let's find the verb in these sentences. This is an exercise you will do on your own. You will pause the video and you will try to find out the verbs in these sentences. Okay. Take a look at these two sentences. The grey dog looked angry. The pirate looked for the treasure map. Now tell me, which do you think is the action verb and which do you think is just a linking verb? Now if the pirate is looking for something, for example, I'm looking for my spectacles, then I'm physically moving around to look for my spectacles. But the dog looks angry is only a state of being. So what does it tell you? It tells you that in the sentence, the dog looks angry, the subject and information has been linked, has been joined with the help of a linking verb. Okay. On the other hand, the pirate looked for the treasure map. In that, the pirate is doing an activity, some sort of movement to look for the treasure map. Okay. So this is how you identify main action verbs from linking verbs. Also, you will be able to replace a linking verb with other linking verbs like seemed, was, and you will be able to replace an action verb with other action verbs like looked, searched, hunted. Okay? Take a look at this sentence. Superman appeared from the sky. Superman is appearing in the sky. That means there is some sort of movement that is happening. Hope and Gracie appeared happy. It's their state of being, the condition that they are in. Okay? So Superman appeared, activity, so it is action verb. Appeared happy only gives you information. It shows you the state of being. So linking verb. I hope you will never forget this and you'll be able to identify action verbs from linking verbs. I hope so far we are clear. Now let's understand that action verbs can be divided into two kinds: transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Now a verb's effect, my doing something will affect something. So if there is a direct object, a thing that is being affected by what I'm doing, then the verb is a transitive verb. If there is no direct object, okay, then it is intransitive verb. Remember, only a thing will be a direct object. A person will always be an indirect object. Okay, let me give you the example. Ram gave the bag to Rita. So who's the subject? Obviously Ram, because he is doing the action. What is the action? Gave. What did he give? The bag. So what do? To identify your object in transitive verbs? You ask the question what. Okay. So if your verb can give you the answer of what, then it is a transitive verb. It's very simple to understand, right? So subject, Ram, gave, action, what? The bag. So bag is the direct object. So your verb is what? Transitive. To Rita. Rita is an object but an indirect object. So to identify your transitive or intransitive verb, what will you do? You will find out a direct object by asking the question what. What to your subject. You ask your subject what. What did you do? Okay. So if you get the answer for that thing that faces the effect of what you did, then it is a transitive verb. So a transitive verb has a direct object. For example, the pilot landed the antique airplane. Subject. And as I've taught you in the class before, always break up your sentences into subject, verb, object. So first thing first, find your subject. Who is the doer? The pilot. What's the verb? Landing. Landed. Okay. What did he land? Ask the question. What? What did he land? The antique airplane. So you have a direct object here. And how did you find it out? By asking the question what. Okay. Now intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are action verbs that do not have a direct object. Linking verbs are always intransitive. So this is easy, right? How is it easy? It is easy because now you know what linking verbs are. They tell you a state of being. Okay, so they are always intransitive. What do you? Again you ask the question what. Okay, I say, Rima is singing melodiously. A subject, Rima. What is Rima doing? Singing. What is she singing? We don't know. It's not there in the sentence. But she's singing melodiously. That is an adverb. So if there's a complement, not an object, it is intransitive verb. Okay. Now you'll take a look at this table and you'll try to solve it on your own. Remember, ask your verb what. If you get the answer of what, then it's transitive. If you get the answer, you don't get the answer of what, then it is intransitive. It's as simple as that. So what did we learn? We learned the three kinds of verbs. Then we learned transitive and intransitive verbs. I hope you all understand verbs thoroughly. In the next class, we will begin with tenses. Okay? Thank you, children.